have a feeling of a... Hey, what's going on? Whoo! Root beer. No coffee tonight. Root beer. This is probably my third 32 ounce today. Yes. No, not an addiction. Not an addiction at all. But you know who it is. It's your boy, Big Tank. Hank, coming at you with another live stream, y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. Missed you over this last week, you know what I'm saying? What I want to do before we get on into this is have a moment of silence for our friend, our fish fam, our mate from down under, T-Bone. He shall be missed. He shall be missed. T-Bone, I don't care when I was streaming, T-Bone was going to come through. T-Bone was going to entertain me with a little guitar strum late night. Bless you, T-Bone. And God bless his wife and his family. All right, y'all. Tonight, I brought some people back on. I got some youngsters that I had when I first started doing this little old live stream thing. Armoured Cat Aquatics. They've been doing some big things, you know, a little couple. You know what I'm saying? Most of them pulling together on this here hobby. It's a wonderful thing, you know what I'm saying? When you see two like minds, you know what I'm saying? Entangled in love of each other and these fish. Take care of their business, you know what I'm saying? Without further ado, wow, what's going on, y'all?
I don't know if I can compete with that introduction.
I know, that was phenomenal. I'll have to go back and watch that.
Hey, I'm still tripping on y'all can actually hear that back there, but you know.
I was making comments about your guns.
Oh, hey. They used to be polished and shined up. Now they're a little rusty and dusty.
Nah, you still look good. You look good.
Thank you. How y'all doing?
Doing great.
Doing good. Hanging in there. Been busy. You know, moving on from Aquashella. So trying to get recuperated from that, but.
Yeah, actually, I have to ask people to be patient with us, you know, because we don't. This is our side job, you know. We have main jobs too, so we have to balance work and Armoured Cat Aquatics and life. So you know, sometimes things get behind, but be patient with us, guys. We're trying really hard to get our stuff going.
Hey, you can't tease them with the fish, man. You can't tease them.
I know.
You know they don't see nothing else. You know, they like, hey, they have my fish.
Right.
You know, my fish, the world is gonna come to a screeching halt. They're the fish people. They're the plug. You know what I'm saying?
Our website is terrible, so don't even bother.
It's not terrible. It's just set to 0 right now. It's not terrible. I already fixed all his typos.
Oh, is it? She put you out there. Woo-hoo.
Getting there.
Let's see who we got. Let's see who fell in the door first. Let's get them hollered at. Lonnie, aka Looney Tunes, what's going on? Renee, what's happening? X Genetics Legacy Radio, none other than Melly Mail, my brother from another mother. What's happening, player? Fish and Floral, what's going on? Matthew Naranjo, what's going on? Sarah J. Sieber, the Savannah Darter, what's going on? Bunny Viper, Surf City Cichlid, why are we always yelling? I don't know. Some people tell me I'm always yelling on here. Matthew Clayton, what's going on? Fives Aquatics, DD, what's going on, DD? DD, I need you to email me because I want you to come on here thebigtankhank@gmail.com. Come on, lady. Come on. Steve of Warrior Planet Tanks, what's going on? Garcia Aquatics here. What's happening, man? I see you on there. I see you. Aqua Designs by MLT. What's going on? Big Shrimping. Hey, spinning cheese. Big Shrimping. Spinning cheese. That's what I'm saying. I see you. You say Big Shrimping. Is that everybody? Danikin, what's going on, sir? Kenny E. Regina Phalanges. Hey, my chest jumping there. Is that everybody? I think so. All right. Come on now, y'all. Give them an introduction to, hey, Ricky De Hoyos. What's happening? Tell them who y'all are and where you came from, what you got going on. And then we're going to jump into it.
His turn this time.
All right. I'm going to try to take the wheel on this one. So I'm Jaime.
I'm Corey.
And then we're a small little home-based business out in Rockwall, Texas. Trying to get out there. We're small, but we do pack a punch. Carry a little bit of everything from plecos, catfish, all the way up to tetras, minnows, things of the like. Starting to get into your hard goods, your driftwoods, your rimless tanks, what else? Canisters, filters. Starting to carry a little bit more of the hard goods stuff.
When we first started out, we had a motto to just try to get a home-based business online. Aquatic arts was our hero. It's who we wanted to be. Over the years we've changed our goals. Now we want to do a store. So hopefully we'll have a store on the east side of Dallas, Texas soon. Don't know when, but hopefully soon. So if you guys are local to us, you guys are welcome to make appointments and come on and visit us. But for the most part, we ship everything. So you guys can find us online, find us on Facebook, and go ahead and send us a message or go ahead and order.
Okay, most definitely. Now, this question probably should be like later on, but I'm gonna ask it because it was right at the end of what you just said.
All right.
How did you transition from the mindset of the online store? Because when we first talked, online was the thing. Less overhead, less,
Right.
How did you transition into wading out into deep water with a physical brick and mortar?
I think it was like the more and more we shipped, the more complicated things got, as far as like all our local UPS stores started having to reject our fish, and we'd have to end up taking it to like the main hubs. So like that, the drive ended up doubling from like 15-20 minutes to like 45 minutes to actual main UPS or the main FedEx, in which traffic gets to be about an hour away. And I was like, the more and more we ship, like every shipment's stressful to us. Like we're constantly on every shipment, like make sure there's no delays, make sure everything's on time. And it's just,
I'll wake them up in the middle of the night. They're like, did the fish make it? It's like, I don't know yet. So I'm like, okay. Like, it's stressful. I worry about the fish. I feel bad when they die. So it's safer for them. It's easier on us. And I honestly, I hate packing fish. I hate it. I will do it, and I do it really well. But I can't say that I enjoy it. I would much rather talk to people in a store and help people face to face, because also we get a lot of advice, and we have people call us, we have people message us, and it just doesn't always get through very well over message, over phone, not as well as you can convey something in person when you can show someone. So I just think it would be easier on us, and we'd be more helpful if we could do it in person.
Gotcha. Yeah, it is a big difference in communication-wise. Inflection, meaning. It's when you're reading it, punctuation can make you, it sound one way, and you're like, okay, well, why?
Right.
What is he frustrated about? He's not frustrated, actually. It came out that way. I read it that way.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, in the shipping side, why would they turning your fish back? I mean. It's meaning that they're like the mail out hub.
I'm not sure how. I know like some excuses we've gotten from like the local guys, just like, oh, our driver doesn't want to accept it, or our manager said we can't do live shipments anymore. But even though we've been doing it here or at that specific location for months,
with no
like,
issues, no issues. No fish have ever bags have popped and they've had water everywhere. It's never been any issue. They just decided all of a sudden that they just don't want to take our stuff anymore, and we're forced to drive far. So every time we take a shipment, we, like you said, we drive 45 minutes to an hour, and that's just one way. And we get traffic every time because we can't take stuff till after, the evening, because for one, they go overnight, so I don't want them sitting there all day. So we get traffic on the way back. It's a lot, it's a lot of time.
We used to ship every day of the week, and kind of now that we had to drive, it's narrowed it down to 1 or 2 days out of the week. And
Tuesday, Wednesdays now are shipping days. Occasionally a Monday if it's, or we're just exceptionally bored that day.
Yeah, I got some mailing boxes and some insulation and bubble stuff and foam. And it just sat up there on the shelf for a year. And then I end up getting rid of it. I never shipped the fish. It was just the thought of it, because I've ordered a few fish and had issues arise. And I'm like, man, I don't. And most of the situations, the people made good on the fish, but it was obvious it wasn't really their problems a lot of times. It wasn't like it was something that they did, So I was like, oh man, I'm always so nervous about ordering them, let alone me being the one to send them.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel all guilty and stuff, oh my God, they're gonna think I'm the world's worst, We've
had shipping though. Yeah. We hardly ever have any BOAs. We haven't had that many overall, but we've been pretty good. So it's less stressful now. I know in the beginning it was really hard. I would worry as soon as they were just to the post office. I'd be like, are they okay?
Check them right before we get there.
But now we're like, they're fine.
It's so stressful and exhausting process. It's kind of more leaning towards the local stuff. And plus the in-person interaction is just so much better.
Yeah, most definitely. What is your personal favorite fish to deal with as far as business wise, move around? And what would you say is your most popular fish out, with customers?
Good question. Best fish for us to deal with as a business, and most, best fish customers want to get. I have to say on the customer end, coolie loaches. We get out a lot of coolie loaches, which is funny because that's the worst fish to deal with.
That's the worst fish to catch, and that and hillstream loaches are the worst. I always pawn those off on them. What do you want, hillstream loach? Here you go.
They're so hard to catch. They suction on the glass. The thinnest of gaps between net and glass, and they're gone.
Yeah, they go like crazy though. People love the coolie loaches. Anytime we get those banded ones in, people are always like, "Oh, I've never seen those, or I haven't been able to get those." And
I get 10.
And they buy a lot of them. So those are fun to keep around. But
coolie loaches to me always seem like they would tear your tank up or something.
They don't actually. They don't. And I've had them in planet tanks too, and you really don't ever see them except at night when you're feeding. When they do their little rounds on the front of the glass, like that. It's pretty fun.
I think plecos are pretty easy.
Plecos are, depending on the pleco, they're easy to ship. Obviously, the spikier cactus ones and stuff too, though, are horrible because they pop bags. Cichlids are horrible because they pop bags. They ruin nets sometimes. Corridoras in the the larger corridoras in the store are just net destroyers. So if anyone saw our booth at Aquashella, we had some Corridora robustus. And they're like a 3-inch cory, and probably half of them in the tank had red net hooked to their fins, the dorsals, everywhere. And on the tank, I wrote they were net destroyers, and honestly, nobody bought them, and I don't blame them because I thanked them because I was running out of nets.
We had to run. I ran to a few other booths to buy some extra nets after that.
It was, yeah, they're bad. the stories can be pretty bad on nets. Not all of them, but the bigger ones, definitely.
Gotcha. Have you ever had any chorus to like, so you made me think of something that happened to myself. Had any chorus to, secrete their poison or whatever it is and kill other fish in the...
Actually, no, we haven't. And like, I know, like, when we first started shipping, we had watched a lot of videos that were showing how to properly ship them, and people would like
kick them around,
de-ink them or depoison them, whatever you want to call them, degas them, and they would kind of kick the bucket and stress them out, and make sure that they secrete everything they're going to secrete before you bag them. You put them in fresh water. But we stopped doing that. We've never had any issues. They've never done that.
Poke us and sting us every now and then.
Yeah, that's. I have them in the plant tank, and they're like the worst fish to have in the plant tank. Because while you're digging in there, they want to fight your fingers off for the plant.
It'll stay for a few seconds, a minute maybe, and then you get over it.
Yeah, I had some core. I was on my way to the LFS to get me some store credit, and had chorus kill just about everything I had in the container with them. Like,
Jesus.
I was halfway there. I can't remember why I had to pull over. And I'm looking in the containers like,
oh no! Yeah, we've never had that.
I didn't even believe it at first until I saw it. I was like, chorus never seen nothing like that. Till I'm like, oh man, what's wrong with my tetras, man? They done took out all my flaming red tetras, man. What's going on? But yeah, I've lived it.
Yeah, well, we'll never bag them together, that's for sure. But no, they've never done it to us.
Man.
What do you find to be the smallest recommended tank size for species only hill stream loach tank?
So, I don't know if I can show you this tank. It might not show very good, but no, it's not focusing on it too good. So this is a UN. It's a 12-gallon long.
Yeah.
So it's 12-gallon long. It's a stream tank, so we have nothing but hill streams and minnows in here. That's probably what I would recommend because of the footprint. I'll let Jaime talk about them because they're actually his favorite fish. So
I'd probably recommend at least like a 15-gallon. I know, just so they have room to swim around, you can get a decent filter on there because they do like the flow. I noticed like if they get too like stagnant of water, they tend to have a harder time like breathing and moving around. Like they get a little lethargic. So I do recommend something with a stronger flow. I think like the canister I have on that 12 gallons rated for 30 gallon.
Yeah, okay.
It's just enough to actually get a ton of flow going. I have Caridinians in there as well. Just healthy stream tank is what I would recommend.
Anytime you go see a fish in the fish store, look up the max size because we've gotten some hill stream loaches in that are, humongous. Like you wouldn't even know that they get as big as they do. And you don't see them that size at the store, you rarely see them that size. So just keep in mind, that when they're a full grown, like almost, 2.5, 3 inch hill stream, some of them, not all, but, that they're going to need a bigger tank.
Especially like the Chinese loaches, I think are like the biggest. And then your Borneos would be some of your like smaller species.
Gotcha. So is it that their gills work like a shark or something? Well, the higher flow, forces more oxygen through more water, but more oxygen through the gill.
Yeah, it'd be exactly like that. I wish there was one out to show you, but their gills are actually kind of like on top, so they open them a little bit, hang out in the flow. That's kind of how they. Same with like a Medusa pleco too. All those real flat, streamlined fish will go ahead and need like heavy flow to go through it. Like
whiptails and stuff all over.
Whiptails are a little different.
No.
Yeah.
So some are more gentle species. Basically, like any of your flatter ones tend to like, the higher flow. Anything that's nice and rounded, not really. They're cool and whatever.
Okay. So what all do you have in stock to the best of your ability tonight?
Like in a fish room? What do we have in stock right now?
Right now.
Start going there.
So we're actually a little low because we still haven't fully stocked up after Octoshella. We have a lot of JC angelfish. If you're not familiar with JC angelfish, he's a breeder in Texas. He's a really, really nice angelfish breeder. Lord, I'm blanking.
We have quite a few gold lasers left as far as corridors and the robustus, the net destroyers.
Net destroyers.
They're all in. I have a bit of a rare whiptail in right now. It's the Mycrops whiptail. And it's cool because they're supposed to get like 8 inches, but they actually came in closer to 9. So that's really good. Let's see. Some green phantoms are left.
Flash plecos. I have 1 scarlet cactus left. A few green sebrums.
Black widow frontosas.
Yes,
all sizes.
a lot of black widow frontosas. Anything from like a 10-inch to like a 2-inch. Lord.
The reddest Oscar you will ever see in your life.
The prettiest Oscar. It was, if anyone saw us at Aquashella, we had 2 Oscars. Everyone was in love with them. One of them came back with us. He's gorgeous. He's a pretty red Oscar. He's about 10 inches, but he's stunning. He's a really pretty Oscar. Yeah.
Porthole catfish.
That's portholes, kissing gourami, some really large gouramis, probably the biggest like opaline and pearl gouramis I've ever seen.
The biggest molly you'll ever see.
Biggest mollies you've ever seen. Some of these people bring in some fish that are like on
crazy.
You wonder what they feed them. They're huge.
Like what do they find? Are they sailfin?
Massive molly.
They're sailfins, yeah. The male will have a big set. They're cute. They're so nice.
Yeah, I've seen some huge ones. Yeah,
Loads of crypts left. Got a few different varieties of crypts. And some nanos. We actually have orange zebra autos left. A few of those. Let's see. I think that covers a good chunk. Missing the tetra tank.
Yeah.
Mixed tetras.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde, they're in here.
The story behind Bonnie and Clyde is in my personal tank. I had the 2 Norman Lampite killifish, and then I didn't notice that this massive driftwood in there. If you saw us at Aquashella, it was in one of the 40 gallons. I was trying to rehome.
It was for sale.
Yeah. It was amazing. And I finally pulled that and then rescaped my tank with a hardscape tank. And then noticed like most of my rainbows were missing. And as it was simply empty and just hardscape, stones and driftwoods, I noticed that the Lampite killies were going after my massive full-grown fricatas. And that was it. And they injured them so bad, I just scooped them with a net and threw them in her tank right behind us.
My tetra tank, and that's Bonnie and Clyde, 2 of them in there. They're gonna live in there now.
And it's big, so I mean, they it's a lot of room to get away.
Yeah, 90 gallon for those little guys, yeah.
And somebody was telling me about a giant gourami y'all had that he wanted. Jeffrey Wilson was talking about it.
Yeah, we sold
Texas
that guy
Fish Room. Yeah, Texas Fish Room. He was there. I keep saying, man, they had this giant gourami that I really wanted.
We didn't buy a couple times. Yeah, you saw it. We have the kissing gourami left.
The big one, the giant gourami sold. But I do have a big kissing gourami. Not the same, but it's pretty.
The giant gourami is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Giant gourami, pink. Was it a pink one or the gray one?
It was a pink one.
Yeah. Okay. Now on the what did y'all tell? I think you told me this. So the expansion as far as what you're going to be offering. Tell the people what your plans are as far as that. Because I have some questions that I was about to go to, but you hadn't told about the. So
in the future, we would love to expand to more exotic. So as reptiles, I'd like to keep in some turtles, some snakes, some lizards, more of the rare stuff that you can't find at your standard Petco. That's what we like to do with our fish as well. I also want to venture into houseplants for the people that keep paludariums and vivariums. Some of the rare ones like the variegated monsteras and variegated ferns and stuff like that. Just stuff that you can't find at your local gardens and all that too. So just stuff for the rare. For the rare keepers and collectors.
Want to end up being like a specialized brick and mortar. You come in and you just be walking about these like rare things we wouldn't normally see. Kind of like there's a bigger expansion as like what our fish room and what our fish stock tends to be.
I mean, of course, we always like to keep a variety, but we do like to keep some of that harder stuff. So whether it's plants, fish, reptiles, whatever, that's what we plan on doing.
Right. Hey, Jeffrey, watch, you hear that? House plants. That's my buddy. That's a lot of these plants that I have started with him giving me a piece.
Yeah, there you go.
That's awesome.
For real, most definitely. But that's a wonderful thing. Now, plants, aquatic plants. What are y'all thoughts on that?
We carry tons of stuff. That's how we got our initial start from last time. We started selling like plant trimmings, and it led to like a small little, maybe like 10-gallon Tupperware, and then led to like a small little baby pool. So we still like to keep a focus on plants. We keep a variety of, not so much stems, but mainly like your crypts you don't see very often. We do like the swords you don't see very often. A lot of your rooted plants. We do bring stems in on occasion, but we like to, keep our nice, low, easy tech, mid-ground rooted plants.
Yeah, most of our for our like aquarium plants, people that come to us are beginners. So we're really willing to help them. We have a big selection for beginners. All crypts, Anubias, valves, ferns. Occasionally, if they want to step up a little bit, we bring in, the pink flamingo crypts or your Nana Pintos, your Nana Petites, the albos, the vinos. But for the most part, we tend to specialize in beginner-friendly plants. We can bring in some rare ones by request, but our market for people that come to us are usually beginners, so we keep, the easy tech stuff.
Soils. Any thought?
We can get a few things. Like we have a big partnership with like a rimless tank supplier, so like with UNS and stuff. So we can do like the contra soil. We do have a good connection with Tropica. We can bring in like their whole line too. So we do have like some of their CO2 products, and I actually just got a notice for their soil that's starting to come in too. So that's kind of something we can bring like a few different Caridinian soils and stuff in. It's something that we get slowly. It's something we don't get requested for much often, but actually like the past couple of weeks have been popping up pretty heavily, so I think it might be something, and then definitely
we might start bringing it in. We've been putting it off, because last time we brought in soil for Aquashella last time. I think that's the last time we had soil. And any like extra leftover bags are now all in our tanks. We just stole them. So, but we'll start bringing in some more next time. Next dry goods order, we'll get some in.
Because the aquascaping, again, another one of those things. Yes, it has history, but it's doing that cyclical thing. It's coming back around to where now, it's starting to be a thing again.
Oh yeah.
I said just put some dirt in there, But I mean that's just me.
Right, dirt.
Yeah, that's just me. But speaking
all
of
your tanks,
8-inch,
There we go. Yeah.
Do you use soil or use gravel?
I have to look at it, then I'll tell you. I have gravel, sphagnum moss, lava rock, and sand.
Okay. Yeah.
I have lava rock, crushed coral, sphagnum moss, sand.
I
see a trend here.
Gravel and creek mud.
There we go. That's different.
See, that's the oldest tank. That's my. That tank. Give it 2 weeks, it'll be brown. I'll run through some leaves, some magnolia leaves there, or something, and black water it out, and then come back through and unblack water it. I mean, it depends. But I'm a black water fiend. That's the one I usually do my experimentations on.
Yeah, I think the last time we talked to you, this was a Blackwater tank.
Okay, big Blackwater.
Yeah, it was dark. It was really dark. Something a lot of people don't really know exists is like the Blackwater biomes and stuff like that.
Yeah, every time I'm like, I have a Blackwater tank. They're like, what's that?
Gross.
Gross, yeah. Your tank's dirty. You need to clean it.
I had Melanie Holmes on last week, and her specialty is Blackwater not landscape, aquascaping and like biotopes for Blackwater.
No.
And I had on last week. Yeah, I'm about the Blackwater and those fish that thrive, in the lower, pHs.
Yeah.
I'm about that a little bit already. But yeah, so if you guys venture into the realm of the brick and mortar, I have to always make it dramatic because that's the undertaking. That's the undertaking. Are you gonna do like, people could come in and have tours and maybe classes, and I don't mean like this huge thing, but how if you have school kids and you want to bring them in and show them, you may not even thought of this, but I'm gonna give you an idea. You bring them in and you'll be able to explain to them how your nitrogen cycle works, and beginner to expert, breakdowns and explanations of water qualities, testings of water, all of those things.
I haven't really thought about it much, but I know it's something that can be and should be easily done, and actually might work really well now that she wants to be a teacher.
Well, actually, so he says he has thought about it much, but since the beginning, I've been telling him that I always wanted to open my own aquarium because I kind of wanted to go for the informative, show everybody what can be done. I always get. It's kind of sad that you go into aquariums that are all saltwater. Saltwater is beautiful, but there's a lot of really pretty freshwater that people don't know about because that's all they see. So I would kind of make my store not only, just come buy these fish, but I would try to show a line of what you could do, how to do proper biotopes, and educate people. And like he's saying, I'm actually working on becoming a science teacher for high school. So I plan on keeping, a tank in my classroom and teaching kids about the nitrogen cycle. It's just, it would be a fun little project on the side.
Look at that. It looked like that question came out of nowhere. That's ironic.
Talking about having a biome room or biotope area and a brick and mortar store too, where you can see different setups and actually fish from different regions set up in their natural habitats and stuff. So it's something that we've
we can fish. Our fish come from the wild, so we're interested in it. We want to go see where they're coming from. We're actually hoping that next year our friend's been talking about taking us to, I think it was Ecuador.
No, Colombia.
Colombia to go, look at the fish's biotypes and where they're from. So we're excited to do that, and we'd love to just actually go see where they, how they thrive and where they live in, so we can recreate it when we come back.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, that's one of the biggest things when I go to LFSs that are worth their salt. Man, this is a beautiful place. Y'all are providing, so much, diversity in fish. If I have any question in the world in regards to this, somebody should be here to be able to answer it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Of course.
Most definitely. So what is your personally your favorite fish that you own yourself?
Mine, I think, would have to be stuck between the hill stream loaches, because I'm a fan of all the hill streams. But I think actual swimming fish would be the red neon rainbow. These little guys are so cool. It's a dwarf rainbow species.
Okay.
It's the Sudamongo Illuminatus, is what its scientific name is.
I don't know scientific names of any of the fish I like. Yeah, he loves his rainbows, and he's got a rainbow tank. But me,
I really like those little rainbows.
Yeah, they're really neat. I think they're underrated. Whiptails are another thing that I'm a fan of too. Red lizard whiptails definitely up there for me.
Mine would be tetras. I really, really love tetras. Some people think they're boring, but I think they're amazing. I've looked at our list, and there's so many tetras out there that you just don't see. We only see a tiny little fraction of tetras, and there's so many out there. So the tank behind me right now, it just has black phantoms and red serpae, but I would like to introduce some more rare species that you don't see, like black morphos and can't remember the yellow one right now. There's a pretty yellow and black one with a blue eye. It's just gorgeous. Gorgeous little tetra.
It's like a variant of the Congo tetra.
Okay.
But
Hey.
that and actually Siamese algae eaters.
I gotta go check on something right quick. Tell the people what the process was for getting ready for Aquashella.
Ooh.
God.
Oh man, that process.
I'll be honest, he did most of the work
I
this
did.
year.
90%
I was
of the
not.
work
I was
this
like not in it. I was like, remind me why we're doing this. It's a lot of work.
It was a matter of getting tanks redone or repolished.
Oh, yeah.
So we had 6 acrylic tanks. If you guys saw them, the little sectionals we had on each end, had those repolished. We had a metal, like double 125 metal rack that we had to completely redo. Just kind of like, just get it show ready and then get all the paint off, get all the rust off, and get it sealed and painted again.
The wood stand for the acrylic. So like the double acrylics, there was 3 on each one. We already had a wood stand built for one of them. We had to build the wood stand for the other one. We obviously had to paint everything black so it would match. It was not like great. Like the acrylic tanks, like they were used and we had got them polished and we thought they would be beautiful, and they came back and there was just some damage on them that was like irreparable. So we had no choice but to just roll with it at Aquashella because we got them back like 2-3 days before.
I finished painting the stand for one of the wooden stand that we built. I finished painting it at like 4 a.m. the day we were supposed to.
Oh, it was terrible. He painted it at 4 a.m. Once the sun came out, I went out and looked at it and I was like, oh God, that's terrible. Like, you paint it blindfolded? He's like, well, I painted it in the dark. I'm like, it looks like it. It is terrible. We had a
table.
We had a table built because we had a 50-gallon frag tank that we were displaying our plants on that had some Kessel lights that we had rented from Kessel. And yeah, we had that built. So
Woods working. Randall Woods with Woods Working.
Yes.
If you guys are local to DFW, we send you his contact. He's the best woods craftsmanship guy.
Yeah, he built our stand here for our 12-gallon tanks. We have a her. If you guys are interested, we'll send you a picture of it. It's absolutely beautiful. And then we had to get our t-shirts made. So the one he's wearing now, every single swap they don't survive from one swap to the other.
Whiptail.
Yeah, the whiptail fades. So we have to buy new shirts every single time. We had to buy a new banner because we had changed the whiptail on our logo. The whiptail on our logo. We had to buy did you mention the 40 gallons? We had to buy the 40-gallon breeders that went on our 125-gallon rack.
Luckily, Petco has their sale, so that helped.
The 10-gallon the 10 gallons were in our shop. We had to take those down and bring them.
It's a matter of moving all the nanos over to other tanks and drain and cleaning. How to do like our typical like dry goods shipments and get that called and organize logistics and everybody.
We sat on the living room floor with all our driftwood scattered everywhere, and we sorted it and priced it by size.
So we have a ton. So you guys are looking for driftwoods and plenty of driftwood and hardscapes.
It was like a lot of stuff we ended up having to do on the fly. So like our racks needed to be plumbed. They were plumbed. One set was plumbed in our shop, but we had to tear it apart. So by that time we had to figure out a new plumbing and something easy. So instead of PVC, we used flex tubing, and we had to figure out what we needed at Aquashella and build them there. And most of our decorations were bought like the day of. Like the green rug on the floor was the day of.
That was the next day, actually.
Yeah, I almost stole it. There was a green rug in the trash can. I almost stole it. You do what you got to do. It was nicer than ours.
It's a matter of we hired our good buddy of ours. They own a company. It's Go Hard Moving Company. They great guys. They're able. The only reason we're able to do all this, they park their truck a couple of days before, and then we just load everything. They unload it for us there.
I think I would die if they didn't do it. I just would. This is super rich. I'm so glad that we didn't take water. Last time we had taken our own 50-gallon drum barrels, and it was terrible. Luckily, we don't do the work, but our friend Jonathan would just pick those suckers up and pour them into a pool on the floor, and that was crazy. It was just too much work.
Kind of try to go a little smarter this year, so
Oh,
you learn as you go.
The tanks we took last year were way too big, way too heavy. Those were show tanks. They're for a store, so they're not meant to move when they're there. And we moved them. And the funny thing is when we got back home, one of them ended up leaking, and we're like so freaking grateful that it did not leak at Aquashella. So I think the move had busted the seam because they're just not meant to move. They're not meant to be moved.
You set them up, you fill them, they're there. That's it. That's what they're for.
Yeah, it is not fun. So if you're thinking about doing Aquashella yourself one day, it costs a lot of money, guys. It does. It's hard. It's a lot of work. It costs a lot. Just expect to, get there and get your name out really, rather than make money. So it's a lot for sure.
You came in right at the right time.
You hiding or
Hey!
hiding?
Yeah, hey, y'all did well. I kept my earphones and I was listening. So what do you do? I mean, the tanks that you bought, like the 40s per se, besides the one that sprung the leak, did you set those up, or what do you do with the extras?
So what we did this year, at least, with all the 40s we bought, we just flipped them, resold them. I think we have one left. The 10s went back where they're supposed to go. Replumbed it and everything. The acrylic racks, we still need to finish it. We're just working on it. But we still got to finish the plumbing, and then they have a permanent spot in our shop now for now.
We have some guy that we used to reseal our own tanks, but now we have someone that does it. So he resealed that one that sprung a leak, and it's just back in the shop. It's running just fine again. So yeah, anytime I move a tank like that, I'm gonna have him look at it, see if it needs to be redone, because that one needed a full rebuild after we moved it. Yeah.
Reseal is the worst thing. I don't want to reseal a thing, nothing.
I think the last one we did was, joyfully was this one. And then after we did the 90, we're like, okay, that wasn't that bad, but we're never going to do this again. And we've done some very grumpily afterwards. Like, this is the best one we've done. The rest have just worked. They're not great, but they work.
Good seals, just not gorgeous seals.
No,
not
this one's beautiful. The rest of that, just no.
It's a lot of work. We redid our fence tank, and the knife slipped on me, and I have this massive.
He had one job. One job. Go to her house and reseal her tank. No, he freaking bleeds all over her floor.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I took the rims off of these two tanks. I actually did probably 10 altogether, but these are 2 I have left. And man, you talking about knuckles and everything was so beat up, and that's just taking the rims off. So I couldn't imagine trimming, having to cut out all the no.
But starting off, like we did, I mean, every tank that we have in our fishery was used, so they all needed to be resealed. They all needed work and stuff. So
they're still used. We just got nicer used ones. Now they're just the store quality used ones, but we had them redone, so they work like new. Someone else's junk is our treasure.
Gotcha. Most definitely. 12-gallon tanks, that's been stuck in my head. Are those made for you, or you found them and bought them already? I mean, I love those little, like the footprint, anything that's like a 90, 40, 40 breeders, 20 longs, 33. I mean, anything like that I like. I love, 50, the 60 breeder now, and the 50 low boys, anything low boys.
They're getting crazy now. They're actually the bookshelf tank. There's a few different makers. I know, like Mr. Aqua does it. There's another one that starts with an A. I don't remember.
I don't remember. His is like I said, we have a hers 12-gallon stand that I'll have to send a picture of to you. But yeah, mine's a Aqua, I think.
Yeah,
Mr. Aqua,
mine's
a
UN. So like most of our, especially the 12-gallon breeders, we get them through, or 12-gallon bookshelf rather. We get them through UNS, the rimless tank company, and they do a lot of hard goods and a whole bunch of like aquascaping stuff. They focus. We have a really good partnership with them. They're one of our main suppliers and stuff. So they're super cool tank. It's a 36 inches long. So it makes it really nice, long footprint.
Yeah.
You know, you get some tetras. Hopefully they don't jump, but
I think we retail for $150.
yeah, they're
$150 is what they retail for. So usually we give a $20 credit with for fish or towards fish or plants or hard goods for their store if you buy them from us.
Okay, hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's me. That's what I'm talking about. Oh,
it's worth it. New tank, you know, you need something to get you started. So,
have y'all ever thought about doing any? How do I describe it? I don't like the word professional in this sense, but high-end aquascaping. I mean, not even the sale per se, just you doing.
You know, I would absolutely love to, and when I get a full store, I will. But I honestly don't think Jaime and I have had enough practice yet to sell our aquascaping skills. Like, we don't have enough space and to just set up random tanks and practice yet. You know, I do think I'm capable of it. I'm actually, like, I'm an artist. It's what I do. It's what I've always done. So, like, I think I could do it. I just really haven't had the time and the space and all that to do it. You would think, yes, being a fish store, I have access to everything, that I would have done it like 1,000 times, but it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't.
Gotcha. Hey, honesty, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's tripping on that. Oh,
it's the business things that people don't see.
I mean, like I said, we do a million other things. So if it's not this, it's also plants, and I have 2 horses and 2 mules and 4 dogs and 3 cats. So we keep busy, you know. It's just not just fish.
Full times too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They say whole everything going on.
if you come to our home to see our shop, you're gonna get yelled at by a mule, and the dogs are all gonna come bark at you. This is how it's gonna be.
That is all right. So what is the, well, I can't say what's the difference. No, I guess I'll ask it like that. Going from 40 breeders to did you say 75?
Yeah.
3 high? So
3
how
high.
3 high.
Your 40 breeders was what?
Too high.
How high? They were too
2.
high. Okay, so you did some addition by multiplication. So how did that work for you, aesthetically as well as functionally? Your own opinion wise, like, was it better? The getting in and out of the tanks,
Yeah, I think it was better as a whole. Since these are like store tanks, they're the ones you see at like your local LFS and stuff like that. It kind of makes the store look a lot better. And then our 40s were really, really old 40s. They were really nasty 40s. They were some of the first ones we bought as a business-wise. So they were just like old, nasty, old used 40s.
Some we would only put large fish in them because it had so much like buildup on the glass. You couldn't see in them, so
they were
bad. They were bad.
The store tanks look really nice, and we're able to cramp them like right next to each other, so a lot more space. Especially a lot more gallons now. Like the whole back wall that we had, it was held like 840s.
840 gallon breeders, and now we currently have room for 3 stacks.
Yeah, 3 stacks.
3 racks of the 75 gallons. So it's a lot more tank space.
Okay.
So it looks nicer. It's this nice seamless wall of matching tanks. They are a little deeper though, so it does make the room feel a little bit smaller, but it's better utilized.
And then some are sectioned off in like 2s and 3s too, so we just have more use per gallon.
Yeah.
Got it. So you were more the way you describe your 40 breeders, you were set up for online with those 40 breeders.
Oh yes,
sure.
Yes. And then it was the stand was made out of wood, and it was homemade, and I thought they were the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life, and it was bad. They were embarrassing. They were.
It was rough.
Oh my goodness! Let me go over here and see who, because I think I wasn't ignoring y'all. Let's see who all that came in here. Live feeding, ASMR. What's going on? Freaky Fish Lady, what's happening? Did I miss anybody else coming in there? I saw GRB, Sarah Sieber, saw Crystal, Pets and Plants. What's going on, ma'am? Vibes, did I see you? What's going on? Meg's 09 Gaming, what's going on? Thank you for coming through. ABC, Aquatic Biotope Creation. Miss Bunny Viper, hello, I think I saw you. Fishy Biz, what's going on, man? Let me see. Is that? I think I caught up. Okay. So are you breeding, doing any breeding, or are you sourcing out for everything that y'all get?
Ins and outs. We used to do breeding. We did a lot of bristlenose breeding. We ended up actually selling the groups just because we weren't putting the time in that it takes to raise the fry and go in and care for the breeding pair and everything. So what we ended up doing is we did end up parting ways with our breeding groups. Just to actually use the tank space for stuff coming in and going out and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think the only thing I breed now is I have some lemon, long-fin lemon bristlenose in here that are breeding, but it's just at their own time. I'm not doing anything to do it. But yeah, we bred standard bristlenose, longfin albino lemons, and I had super reds. But we were gonna expand, but yeah, like I said, we didn't have the time. The baby, we weren't having a good success rate with our babies because we just weren't putting in the time. So it was more efficient for us to just buy them from local breeders and support local breeders than do it ourselves.
Okay. Good deal. What do y'all think about wild bettas coming in?
I'm a fan. I actually don't have a source for them, I don't think.
Wild betta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge fan of them. I love seeing them.
They're pretty. They're very beautiful. But yeah, I don't think
I might have a source for y'all. Hey,
hit us up.
Yeah, we're ready.
I think only one time did we bring in some with the aliens.
They were.
I don't remember what they were. It was like when we first started doing this. Since then, we haven't.
Yes, ma'am, Bunny. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna give me some more. Hey, that's why I'm asking the question. I'm trying to,
Yeah, we love breeders, local breeders. So, if you got something you're breeding, hit us up.
Well, hey, no, actually, my source, he's in Indonesia, but I mean,
that works too.
I'm still good on it. Okay,
I have a lot of friends up there.
We know a lot of people, so we get our stuff somehow.
Gotcha. Yeah, and he, I mean, I don't have a store. I don't have any of that. I mean, and he was ready. I made a video. I have a video actually on my page that I put together of some of his fish with contact information or whatever. But he was ready for me to get fish from him, and I'm like, man, I don't have,
what are you doing?
Oh yeah, honestly, that's our problem too. We don't have beta racks. Our betas go in with our fish, our community tanks. So we can't carry that many. I had someone that's like, oh, I'll send you 250 betas. I'm like, cool, you're gonna send me 250 tanks? I don't have the room for them.
We can handle
we bring in maybe
5,
6
betas.
Yeah, because they have to go to the community tanks. It's just
Well, here the ones that he's dealing with are all they can be community kept. So I mean, it's not like they'll be thrashing each other or nothing. You could actually put them out there. Just know where your males and females are. Now they gonna breed. If you got them, they mouse brooders and stuff. Oh man, you're gonna have little bettas everywhere.
We still got a lot of people that come into the shop and see the betas in the tanks and go, "Oh, I didn't know they could be with other fish." And it's time to educate.
Yeah, but I've had only one that I couldn't put him with other.
Oh yeah.
He didn't do well with.
Was it?
I mean, him and snails didn't even do well. If it was moving,
he's.
Oh man.
And they breed him to be aggressive.
He didn't want to see nothing else alive with him. That's cool though. That's cool. He had to live. I kept him, till it was time to go, because put him on nobody else.
Right.
How about invertebrates?
We have a few.
Well, breeding wise or just in general?
Just in general, to the public and.
My favorites are the vampire shrimps. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those, but at our shop you'll see them about maybe 2 to 4 inches, and the biggest they can get is 6 in the wild. They're really cool shrimp. If you haven't seen them, they can range from a brown to purple to blue. I keep one in my personal tank. But they're filter feeders, so if you know what a bamboo shrimp is, you know what a vampire shrimp is, they're just bigger. They have their little fans, and they just collect their food. They're nano shrimp safe. They're community safe. I recommend them in a smaller community because I actually had one with my Severums in my Blackwater tank, and you never saw him. But now that he's in with a bunch of tetras, he will walk the entire front of the tank all day. So those guys are really, really, really neat.
And then we do carry like some Neocaridinians too. That's what the 10 gallons were for that we had set up. We have a TikTok with Shello originally. Plan to do like we carry quite a bit. Like some of the cherries we get are just the most gorgeous cherries that we like. Not even on a business side, like personally, they're just the brightest, reddest cherries that we can.
Their legs are full red. They're beautiful. Yeah.
But we do carry broad range like Neos. Want to start getting into the actual Caridinia. I had 3 10-gallons set aside for that. A little project I wanted to try and see if we can keep them in successfully. We don't do anything crazy with our water, so it's something we have to like selectively choose. A lot of like, the PRLs.
He keeps PRLs in his little tank over here.
And they're exploding, so we'll have some
They're doing really well.
tank-bred PRLs here soon.
Okay.
It's probably for the UN soil that we put in there, because we've tried them before and they didn't do so good. But as soon as we tried the contra soil, right? Contra soil,
they did good.
those little guys are breeding and doing really good.
On tap water too. So.
Yeah, on tap. I'm the worst tap possible. Our tap's like straight ammonia.
Ooh, mine is straight concrete, so I mean, right.
Yeah.
But that's cool. That's cool. Because I mean, the shrimp. Again, my shrimp. I have nothing but reverts over here. Everybody looks like little black tigers over here. Because they come. I had some reds and some yellows, but they were really black. The black really, blue really.
Okay.
I think there was some black ones too, but they ended up black with the clear looking areas turned into like stripes.
Like a wild type.
Wild
type.
Yeah.
They look like little black tiger. I think I'm gonna put my own name on them.
There you go.
Start to sell them.
I love the wild types. I think they're so pretty.
My personal tank's full of like I guess you wild types too.
Striped guys. They're pretty.
And they just be chilling. Who knows? I may end up without fish at all one day and just have nothing but shrimp. But who knows? So what are your
It's like they're cool guys to stare at for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, and you can't say, people say fish personality. I don't know if I can say personality. It's just almost like ants.
Yeah.
So you sit and watch some ants. The ants have their own thing, the way that they do
right.
it. It's like there's no personality in ants, but it's like, hey, that's interesting. What are they doing over there on that side?
Just sitting there.
Hey, bring me a piece of French fry.
Right.
See what they do with that. That type of thing you can do with your shrimp too.
Yep.
Hey,
As my buddy called them aquatic roaches. I'm like, hey, don't disrespect the shrimp like that. That may be what they are, but don't disrespect them. Right. Let them make it. I don't want no roach in my house, but I have shrimp. Most definitely. So, what is what are you watching YouTube wise? Do y'all really get into fish videos or anything?
We used to.
A lot.
When we first started, we used to watch Corey a lot and Corey and Joey a lot.
King of DIY.
Thank you. It's been that long that I don't even remember the name of the freaking YouTube. Yeah.
I've gone and watched your streams quite a bit. I put it on while I'm working. So.
Okay. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's good about that. I don't watch anything.
don't really watch very many. I know we did a lot of like how-tos and stuff in the beginning when we were building like our main filter system and like plumbing and stuff like that, how to set up like a drip. So we found like a lot of random how-tos, not necessarily fish related either, just random things we can gather up together, but not so much anymore, honestly.
We watch to learn, and we watch to learn how to build things, and then after that, we kind of really haven't. You know, we've considered doing our own channel a few times, but like I said, we barely have time to do the stuff that we do now. I mean, it's time consuming. You have to think about things to do, you know? You have to be creative. And
yes, most definitely.
We haven't abandoned TikTok. That's there.
Abandoned TikTok, yeah. Abandoned everything, really.
Yeah, TikTok, it's its own. I mean, you see people do well, and it's like you either do well or you don't with TikTok. It's
right.
YouTube, you can fall in the middle and stay there. You can flounder around in the middle of YouTube all the time. TikTok, you're either doing well or you're not. It's just, you know,
right.
Let me watch these other people. Oh, and you know, I have a podcast, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have to worry about putting the video on. Everything that I record over here, I push over to my podcast. You could listen and you don't have to worry about watching it.
That's neat. That might be like a nice option.
Yeah.
Podcast would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be better.
Yeah.
I don't like video too much. I don't like it.
I hooked it up and I did it you get a little change, but mine was as I'm driving, I listen to podcasts. On my way to work, I have an hour drive, you know, to work, or when I used to DoorDash, and I just be listening to podcasts like constantly. And you know, my podcast I listen to like horror, movie stuff, and Bigfoot, Dogman. You know, it's kind of like, hey man, you know, you listen to a whole bunch of, you know, kind of sick stuff. So you need to like make something else that you can listen to that's a little uplifting. So I listen to myself.
Right.
I like podcasts too. Sure, I know. I listen to my audibles while I'm doing all my stuff. So I'm a big fan of the voice versus video.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, that's me. Because I'd rather talk. You know what I'm saying? I talk in my sleep, so that's almost the same. So if you do a channel yourself, you can. That's too hard. That's too hard. As you're doing everything, you just have to have your camera running, just a couple of seconds, and it's going, and you just do.
Yeah.
Now this is coming from somebody who used to do a lot of little DIY. Well, I still do actually. A lot of DIY stuff. Just, hey, I need to perch these lights up, so I'm gonna create a way to do that, you know, and I just make something. Just like that, but never video. And my buddies are like, dude, that's what YouTube, I mean, come on now, if you videotape all of that and put it up there, hey, who knows? You know, I'm like,
yeah, that's true.
Our future would be hay strings. Hay strings are everything. We're not afraid to use whatever we got.
Mine's are zip ties.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
I got zip ties everywhere. And those little, you know, the little beaded, they're chains, but like I guess some people, the cheap version, like for the dog tags where you snap them up.
Yeah.
I have those everywhere. I have
If it works.
It works. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Hey, we have hit the 1 hour mark. If you guys got anything that you want to some motivational words, something you want to plug, speaking to somebody, anything, the floor is open.
Yeah, that's a hard one. You made me lose it.
Something simple. It could be something simple.
No. I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with what we're doing now. So, you know, if you guys want to create your own business like we do, or you guys want to go to Aquashella like we did, it's a lot of work and it costs a lot of money, but it's definitely worth it. It's worth it in the long run. You've got to make connections everywhere you go. That is your best thing you can do. Only reason we have made it this far is that we are friendly and we go and we talk to everybody and people like us. You just gotta do it. It's worth it. Just go for it, guys.
I think I'd have to agree. I'm really bad at this. It's like the worst.
That's why I talk all the time.
But you just kind of have to stick through it. There's every business and every venture has like its ups and downs. You know, there's times where like we don't want to do anything.
I'm in that zone right now. I'll be honest. I'm in that zone. I'm like, we have to keep doing this. He's like, just push through. I'm like, okay.
Something. It's worth it in the end, and you just kind of have to keep pushing for it. It's something that you wanted to do and wanted to create and stuff. You just gotta get through the ups and downs, and there will be plenty.
There's plenty of
yeah.
downs,
but
yes,
it's
you know,
overall it's worth it. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, this business has helped us a lot. So thank you guys if you have supported us and you bought fish from us. You know, we've paid like medical bills and stuff with our business. So like it's been a huge help for us. So thank you if you've supported us.
Most definitely. And I can actually say that, like when I first had you guys on, you know, none of the people over here on this side, like they didn't know you, you know. Y'all were just getting out there, taking care of business. When I posted my little advertisement or whatever, this go round, there was a lot of people saying, hey, you know, I saw him at Aquashella. Hey, I remember when, you know, the guy was talking about the fish he wanted to buy. I mean, people over and over, hey, I'm looking forward to it. People over and over know who you guys are.
Yeah.
Without a YouTube presence.
No, for sure. That's something we've noticed too. It's like definitely from like the first Aquashella to the second, I guess is a good, judgment point where we've grown quite a bit for being just the two of us in a small business that, you know, it's the small side business actually that we are. And it's
yeah, a lot of people come up to us and they're like, oh, we heard about you. You know, like people told us to come visit you. It was so much different. And then we were on camera all the time. Last time, nobody filmed it. Like they would just pass by, they'd show a fish, and they took off, and we would go through YouTube videos, and nobody said our name once, nothing. And this time, they were like, "Oh, this is Armoured Cat Aquatics. We're so excited to show you these guys. We've heard a lot about them." And we're like, "They actually heard about us this time."
We actually made it to like the big screen at Aquashella with Sean, Fritz, and everything. And it's funny, his uncle and a few of other his colleagues have come to our shop too, and have recommended us to. You know, the owner Fritz, so that's something to be proud of.
What I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And I knew y'all win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We had ugly 40 gallons then.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen pictures of our shop lately. It's not much. You know, we're not, like I said, we try to keep costs down because we want to save for a store. So, but I'll have to show you the before and after what we've done.
Hey, send me that. You know, in the his and hers 12-gallon rack.
Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
Yes, hook me up. I might make y'all a video, and I'm gonna send y'all the video for my buddy. You know, with the
definitely.
Do it.
Yeah, always open to it.
All right, everybody in the chat, thank y'all for coming through and spending time with us. For those that's gonna check out the replay. You know, I run late, and I'm glad that y'all are here any way, shape, or form. Don't forget, if you don't want to look at my handsome face and my wonderful mustache, I have a podcast. You can go and just hear me talk, you know. You can get the charisma with just hearing me. So, go check that out. Holla at your boy, share, like, tell somebody about it, you know what I'm saying? Just send them over here so I can talk to them, entertain them too, let them see some animals. Hey, tomorrow night I have Wildebeest Exotics. He's actually out of Houston, Texas. That's gonna be 5 o'clock Central Time tomorrow on Hank's Wild About Herps. Y'all come through and check me out tomorrow. Come on now, y'all. I need some people watching my herp streams over there. Come on. You know somebody with some reptiles. Tell them about it. All right. God bless y'all. And you know what I always say? Tell somebody you love them because somebody around you needs to hear it. I don't care how they say they don't. They want to act hard or whatever. They need to hear it. Let them know that they're not alone in this thing. And take care of those fish. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, T-Bone. And we out of here.
Bye, everyone.